against Arsenal. Let me
So give me a score line.
4-1.
It will go into extra
It will
time.
go into extra time. And then you know who will be the hero?
Who?
Bobby Jr.
This is a VAR Room on Westman Studios. Today we will delve into the upcoming UEFA Champions League quarterfinal second leg games. We had an interesting first leg games, and I have the guys with me to do this with me. And I have Kizito, I have Richie, and Nabila. What's up, guys?
Charlie.
We
I
did,
would
we
say
did.
abandon
Okay. Straight into action. Yeah, straight into action. Barcelona won against Dortmund in the first leg 4-0. That was a good performance from Barcelona. Over the weekend too, they also won their La Liga game against Leganes by 1-0. They are yet to lose in 2025. In 24 games, they've won 20 and drew 4. Kizito, just talk to me about Barcelona. I know it's difficult for you to talk to me positive about Barcelona, but just force for me.
Oh, 2025, you said they have won 20 games.
20, drew 4.
4.
They are yet to lose.
They are yet to lose.
Yes.
Against who?
And out of the 20 games, they beat Real Madrid
They beat
twice.
Real Madrid, yeah.
Once. What is twice?
No. I think yes.
It's once.
Okay, once.
When
Okay,
we
once.
played in
You
Saudi
said
Arabia.
against who? He has mentioned
Yeah,
he beat
against
your
who?
team. It's
That's
against Real
one
Madrid.
match.
But you are
just a
part.
match.
You are part.
No, that's just a match.
So
You see,
if
this
it's just a match, you are still
It's
beating.
just a match.
No, we accept that
Barcelona
you
have
have
been
been beating.
playing against Intebe.
Atletico Madrid is Intebe.
Oh, Atletico is Intebe.
Then Madrid is
Atletico that
also
beat you is
Intebe.
Intebe. Then
Madrid is
Madrid is Intebe, right?
In that match,
Please,
we were poor.
You just talk to me about Barcelona.
Yeah,
Dortmund
Barcelona
game.
against Dortmund.
Yeah.
It was just a mere formality. Barca against Dortmund in the UCL, it's a no-brainer. It was a match that even I predicted last week that they'll win. So I'll just say kudos to Barca, kudos to Hansi Flick. And then we'll see them in the semi-final.
They've already played 2 games in the Champions League this season. The first game in the group stages of the Champions League, they won 3-2 at the Signa Iduna Park. And last week, they won against Dortmund again in the quarterfinals of the first leg by 4-0. And they are meeting for the 3rd time this season. Richie, what do you think Hansi Flick should do? Should he rest most of the players since he knows he has some interesting games to come up in the La Liga and also the Champions League? Because he knows they are already qualified. So he's just thinking about the semi-final stage of the competition.
Well, I think Hans Flick always have a way of dealing with his matches. Every game and its kind of approach. I don't see Hans Flick trying to bench some players for this game. It's already a walkover, but then he still
wants to
need
wallop them.
He still.
Yeah.
We know how wicked he sometimes can be. Yeah, even beating you 8 and he's still not smiling.
No, it's not smiling.
Yeah, so this a walkover already, like I said. But then I don't think he has to bench anyone because I think Rafinha is changing the goal king.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So benching such a player, you're just trying.
And Lewandowski wants to score a standout
Exactly.
goal for
Yes.
Barcelona.
So I think he'll be playing with his full squad on that day.
Okay. So Nabila, just talk to me about Barcelona Dortmund. You see, in the first leg, Barcelona played a system of 4-1-4-1. And it got to a point, 4-2-3-1, sorry. And it got to a point we noticed that they were even playing 4-1-5 formation. Going into this game, I know Hansi Flick, as Richie said, Hansi Flick is a wicked coach. When he gets you, he wants to wallop you so well. Will you still want to use your star players? And also, if you are Lewandowski and Rafinha, who's chasing to win the goal king, what will you be telling your players ahead of the game?
If I'm Hansi Flick, honestly, I'm not going to play these guys because you have a La Liga to win. You have a UCL semi-final game to play. And as the season is progressing, we've seen certain key players getting injured. Already, Barca has Balde, who had to be substituted this weekend because he got an injury.
Yeah.
And he's out for the season.
And he's out for the season. And that's a key player right there. So imagine risking the likes of Lewandowski, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, and then getting them injured. So if I'm Hansi Flick, I'll probably change my entire front line, especially. Maybe for the sake of momentum, you may want to play your players, which you may understand him. But if I'm in Hansi Flick's shoes, definitely the likes of Yamal will not play. Even if they are going to play, maybe in the second half when the job has been done. Already the job is done, but maybe in the second half when you just want to keep them fresh for the next games ahead. So I don't think it will be prudent and wise enough for him to play these star players that we've get them to know. Players like Varane, Ansu Fati and things need games. Even if you know that these players don't have future, you have to play them to sell them. If you play them and they excel, they raise their value. You reek in revenue, especially for a team like Barca that is really struggling with finances. So for me, I think that they should play some of their bench players and then rest these key players for the subsequent games ahead, especially in the La Liga and then the semi-finals.
Okay. So we have Aston Villa versus PSG. In the first leg, PSG beat Aston Villa by 3-1, and the game looked like Emiliano Martinez versus the PSG players, because Aston Villa wasn't just in the game, like they were totally off in the game. And the saves that Emiliano Martinez did in the game he made 8 saves in that game, and that was so brilliant for him. And you could see clearly that it was like a France-Argentina, because the French players still have this pain in them that Argentina beat them to win the World Cup. What do you think Aston Villa is to do? Like, are they supposed to do? Because it's a tough one. They are playing at home. They need to score 2 or more goals. When they score 2-0, they'll take it to extra time and to penalties. If you are in Emery's shoes, Unai Emery, what are you going to do, Kizito?
Simple. Play your best players, open the game up, and pray that PSG front three don't get their day. Because right now, I would say the best winger on the left side, put Vinicius aside, is what's the name? They are 80-year-old
Doué.
That guy has the footwork of Ronaldinho. He's too good. And then they have Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah.
Look at the goal he scored. What he did to Disasi. Chelsea's own Disasi. He used him for adverts. He cooked him totally and then scored the goal. So Emery has just one job. Play your best players. Hope they get their day. Open up and just pray Paris don't get it. Because if Paris get their day, I'm telling you, this match can be like 4 or 5-0.
You should talk to me about PSG, Aston Villa game.
I think PSG was very strategic, and then they actually have to go in, like all out for that game, and then they had the result. Aston Villa had the first goal. I was thinking they may pack the bus, defend.
Oh, they did that. They did that.
They did that, but I think
they are
it
not good
wasn't
at
enough. It wasn't enough.
They can't play their haram
They
football.
don't have the defense.
It wasn't enough, and then looking to into the next game, Aston Villa playing at home, it's not going to be an easy match for PSG. Definitely, they have nothing to lose. Already, they are also targeting the top 4, which we may see them back in the Champions League, if possible. And if everything goes on well, I think they just have to do everything to win that game. Or it's either go hard or go home. So if they try very hard to beat PSG, I mean, they are still in the competition. If it doesn't work, they just have to focus on the top 4 and then come the next game. This game will be a win or draw for Aston Villa.
Okay, so Nabila, talk to me about Aston Villa PSG's game.
Honestly, if this used to be the old format of the UCL, I would have backed Aston Villa to qualify.
Yes, because
all would have needed to just score 2 goals,
and they are true.
But just as Kizito said, it will be too difficult a task for Aston Villa to score 2 unanswered goals, even to take it to extra time.
Yeah.
Talk less of maybe pushing it to penalties. I think PSG are so powerful.
Yeah.
That forward line of no matter who plays, you can see whether Doué, Kvaratskhelia, Bakola, even to a certain level, Gonzalo Ramos, and Ousmane Dembele is like he's in the form of his life.
Yes.
Though he's gone quite some time, but even in 2025, he's done so well for PSG. So it will be too much for Aston Villa to hold up against PSG without conceding a goal. That's why I said if it was in the old format of the UCL, I would have backed Aston Villa to qualify. But in this current iteration of the UCL, I think that even if Aston Villa win, they may not qualify. I think PSG may be able to get a goal in there, and then if they get their day, then it's surely a win for PSG. Again.
Okay, so on Wednesday, we'll be in San Siro. We'll be having one of the biggest games in the UCL this season: Inter versus Bayern. Someone will be like, "Oh, I beat Inter went to Allianz Arena to beat Bayern Munich by 2-1." But for these two teams, it's going to be very difficult. And for this game, they've played 8 games already. The stats amongst these two teams, they've played 8 games. Inter have won 4 of them, and Bayern have won 3, and they've been just 1 draw in between those two teams. I'm sure right now Inzaghi will be telling his boys, this is a game you have to win. You went away to beat Bayern by 2-1. You have to do your best to win so that we can qualify to the semi-finals to meet Barcelona, because they know Barcelona has already qualified. If you are to be in Inzaghi's shoes, Richie, what are you going to do?
Well, you see, first of all, this is Inter Milan, and they've already put in up a massive performance for the past 3 years. We've seen, within that 3 years, they've been to the finals, and then Lukaku at Roma, they just have to lose it to Man City with that Rodri superb goal. And Bayern Munich, you see, this is very incredible, considering 3 goals in the whole of this tournament so far. The best defensive team in Europe. The best defensive team in Europe, conceding only 3 in this tournament. It's very huge, very, very huge achievement. If they keep on with this, they are going to break that Thomas Tuchel record.
Yeah, just was that for in 2021.
Yes. So they are informed, and they have everything possible to win that game. I still tip them to be the winner of the tournament. Not to talk about beating Bayern Munich. I tip them to be the winner of this current UCL tournament.
Okay, so Nabila, if I'm sure you don't want to be in company shoes right now, because you lost at home and you are going away to San Siro to play against Inter Milan. If you are in company shoes, because looking at Bayern squad, they have a lot of injuries, a whole lot of injuries, and it's very difficult, especially when you're having a lot of injuries in your team. If you are company, what are you going to do to help your team to qualify?
Wow, that's like, it will be hard. It really, really will be hard. Sake of the players that would have helped him, especially a player like Jamal Musiala. Super player, like excellent footballer between tight spaces. Like, the guy is so brilliant, and then for him to lose a player like Musiala tells you the job that is at the hands of company. But without Musiala, you have the experience of Muller to count on to. And constantly, I keep telling you guys that I think the Champions League, there's something about experience, something about aura, something about like your ability and the history that you have in the UCL is able to carry you through to a certain point. So for me, I think that the tactics can't go any wrong for company. You can just do your best and then just hope that history will be on your side. Unfortunately, they are playing against Inter Milan away from home. Like Richie has mentioned, Inter is quite brilliant in the defensive game. Even if Bayern decide to go all attack, Inter can just soak up the pressure and hit them on a counter. So for me, company should just do his best, just play his normal game, and just hope that history will be on his side. He has a striker called Harry Kane, who unfortunately seems lost in these moments. He doesn't know how to play these games. Last week, he was all over the place. And so he can only count on the experiences of Gnabry, Coman, Sané, Muller, and maybe Kimmich.
Yes.
And then maybe just use these players and count that these players will just stand up for him. If not, I think Inter just goes through.
So who do you think will qualify?
Inter goes through for me.
I just want a straight answer from Mikizito. Inter. Okay. So let's go straight into the biggest game in the quarterfinals of the second leg. Someone will say, why is it the biggest game? Because Real Madrid lost 3-0 away and they are playing at the Santiago Bernabeu. I'm told they'll close.
Oh, we are closing the stadium.
Yeah, they are closing the stadium.
The last time they closed, Barca, disciplined them.
For them, they are known for that. Let them just close the stadium. No, against City, they also closed the stadium.
They closed it.
Yeah, so I'm told they also closed the stadium for the Arsenal game.
Parade our Champions League.
Talking about closing the roof, they even close it, the female version, and then they've been drinking like a 40 generator.
So, this will be a very big one for both sides. For Arsenal, because Arsenal have some positive records against Real Madrid going into this game. This will be their 4th meeting on Wednesday, and their last 3 meetings, Arsenal is yet to concede.
Yeah.
Arsenal is yet to concede against Real Madrid. And in those 3 games, Arsenal have won 2 and drew 1. And the shocking thing was that one was won in Emirates Stadium and the other one at the Santiago Bernabeu in the 2006-2007 season.
Yes, Henry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, Kizito, your Real Madrid is not doing well, but I believe like you are the giants in Europe. You are like the Bosom team.
Yeah, Sum.
Team. Do you think on that day the Bosom will work?
Oh, that day, the Bosom will come to the party. See, against Arsenal, let me, this is where I will blame Carlo again. And then people will not let me talk. In the first leg and the Emirates, we a coach, you have started the match. First 10 minutes, Obia, everyone in the world, including me, who hasn't even gone to coaching school, saw that Alaba was being cooked. As a being Saudi Jaso, Saka Yuzune sa. So the senior player, the player has been able to take you through the first half 0-0. What do you do? In the dressing room, Nanu Inefimu fast. Now the Garcia. He didn't do that. He waited and waited till the 60th minute after Alaba had committed one of the most useless fouls I've seen in my life. What guy did play and if he touched line foul in front of the 18 line? I'm not saying Alaba is a bad player. We all know Alaba is good, but he has been out for the past 2 years. Nekanto, Nikotoje, Enye Juma BM on his speed. So what do you do as a coach? You take him off because we all saw him in the first leg. Your midfield was non-existent. Modric wasn't seen top. Take Modric off, bring in Diaz or bring Vasquez. Shift Valverde into the midfield. Let the Vasquez go to his right back because Martinelli no player. They be ni form. And then what did you do?
But there's one thing.
Wait, I'm not done.
No, wait. So there's one thing that I've noticed. So going into this game, your player, someone will say it's not a Champions League game.
Yes.
But it's happening in the La Liga. Mbappe had a red card. Don't you think it's going to affect him going into this game?
It won't.
It won't.
Champions League is different. Madrid is like Angel Michael. Let's put it that way. Well, he's the biggest angel in heaven. So Madrid is like Angel Michael when it comes to the Champions League. Against Arsenal, let me...
So give me a scoreline.
4-1.
It will go into extra
It will
time.
go into extra time. And then you know who will be the hero?
Who?
Bobby Jr.
Who? Hendrick?
I'm telling you.
Okay, so you are going to win 5-1.
We are really 5-1.
So if any investor is watching us, you are trying to tell us that in 90 minutes, Real Madrid will win 4-1.
You see, if you're an investor, don't stake Madrid win. Because Madrid win is 1 CD 89 pesos. Go for Madrid to qualify. That is 8 CDs. Who the 200 here? When you scabebre,
we hope to see you on Wednesday.
I'll be here.
Okay, no
I'll
problem.
do that.
Okay.
And then say scan a share. I'll trace you wherever you are.
So Nabila, Arsenal versus Real Madrid, or let me say it's Real Madrid versus Arsenal at the Santiago Bernabeu. It's going to be a tough one.
Very, very tough game. I just want to think through how the managers are going to approach the game. So I'm looking at maybe, Arteta might be thinking that he wants to go and build the second wall of Jericho, like at the Santiago Bernabeu. And that will be the worst mistake that Arteta is going to make. Because if you are going to play against Real Madrid, having beaten Real Madrid already 3-0, you have all the confidence and everything going for you. Yeah. Maybe perhaps you say that you drew over the weekend to Brentford. However, that is the league game. Everyone knows that Liverpool has, they are almost running away with the league now. So you are focusing all your energy and your attention on Real Madrid, where you have the opportunity to win your Champions League trophy for the first time. And history, is beckoning for you if you do well in the UCL. So for me, I don't think Arteta should park the bus. He just plays just as he played at the Emirates. Carlo Ancelotti on the other side. My problem with Real Madrid is their off-ball structure. Their in-possession structure is excellent. Just that sometimes there's a bit of confusion between, because both Vinicius and Mbappe favors the left wing. A lot of the time, almost all of them they crash up at the left wing. So it looks like there is a bit of confusion as to, though Mbappe is playing as a number 9, his occupation of maybe, when you study for tell you zone 14 is the most dangerous area to score a goal. So his occupation of zone 14 is a bit suspect sometimes. So for me, I think that Carlo should find a way to let Mbappe stay in that zone 14 because he's a good ball striker. Of course, people will talk about his footwork and all that, but I think Mbappe is a good dribbler. You have Rodrigo coming in from the right. You have Vinicius coming to the left. If you can go low crosses, if he gets like his day, Simba should just say a prayer for his life because I think Vinicius can cook him left, right, center, and front if he wants to. If he gets his day. So for me, I think that Carlo should do better off the ball, especially when Arsenal gets the ball. How is he going to press? How is he going to let the players go after? Is it going to be man to man? Whichever way, just get a good compact structure. Hope that Vinicius, Mbappe, and Rodrigo gets the idea. I think that for me, I think Madrid may win, but they may not qualify.
Okay, Richie, Arsenal are playing their biggest game in the season. Should I say in the for the past 2-3 seasons? This is their biggest game.
Probably since Arsenal was instituted,
like,
this was like their biggest.
Their biggest game, like they have to play on Wednesday, and it's going to be a big one because looking at how the fans of Real Madrid are going to really disturb the players. If the players don't really perform well or they really listen to the fans, they are going to get confused. And now, knowing very well that Partey will not be part of the squad, he had some.
I think Arsenal has a lot of players who may be missing. So Partey,
Ben White,
Jorginho. I think there's another guy that Arteta said.
And wait, Partey played so well in the first leg against Arsenal, against Real Madrid, and missing Partey, you ask yourself who can replace Partey, because you can't use a Lewis Kelly as a number 6. You can also use a Declan Rice who is playing so well as a number 8 now to play as a number 6.
I know you are talking to Richie, but funny enough, if I'm Arteta in this game, I'd rather play Rice as the number 6.
You play
because I think Rice is brilliant off the ball. Probably the noise about Rice, a lot of people make about Declan Rice is how well he's able to do off the. If he doesn't have the ball, his tackles, his interceptions, and with Madrid, who may be coming all out attack. If I'm Arteta, I'd rather play Rice as my number 6. But I don't know what Richie thinks anyway. So,
Rich, what do you think is going to happen on that
game? I think 2 things go happen for that game.
Okay.
1, it's either within 15 minutes, Arsenal will concede.
Okay.
And then there'll start be a pressure on them.
Yes.
Madrid will mount a huge pressure on them for them to fumble. Or Arsenal may go there and then defend the 3 goals. Either defend the 3 goals or concede or maybe lose and then still get the chance to qualify. Okay. That's the only 2 things I see happening on that night. But then this you see, Arsenal is a team I don't trust. I've been saying this and then people think
between Arsenal and PSG, which one do you trust?
These 2 teams are in the same basket.
I know, but between the 2 of them, which one?
I can't choose because they are in the same basket.
They are your exes, eh?
Oh, I'll not go there. So Arsenal may disappoint or they may go on and then get the glory. But say Arsenal for Champions League, dear. Like
Aston Villa and fire. For me, I just think I just think one thing. One thing Arsenal should just avoid. In the Champions League, you should know very well that you are playing against Real Madrid. And since you are playing at the Santiago Bernabeu, they should just avoid a goal in the first 30 minutes. As Richie said, if they concede a goal in the first 15 minutes, which is even saying first 15, to me, I even feel if they concede a goal in the first 30 minutes, it's done deal for Real Madrid.
It's not about first 30. They can defend for 80 minutes.
You scored 3 goals in 10 minutes.
3 goals in 10 minutes. We scored 2 goals in 1 minute.
So is Madrid going through?
We are going through.
Madrid is going through. If Madrid do not go through, what will happen?
If Madrid do not go through, it's football. But we are going through.
No, that's your camera. I think that's your camera. If Madrid do not.
To all Madrid fans out there, this Wednesday, it's a done deal. We are beating Arsenal. The reason why I said 4-1 is because Madrid, although we are very good, but we tend to concede, especially in the Champions League at home. So we'll score our 4 goals, and Arsenal will score.
Okay, so let's do this quick exercise. The 4 teams that you think will qualify to the semi-finals:
PSG, Real Madrid, Inter Milan, Barcelona.
Okay, Richie?
I think PSG, Inter Milan, Barcelona. No, Inter Milan, Barcelona, PSG, and then I can't. You see, I don't trust Arsenal.
So who do you think is qualifying?
Maybe Real Madrid.
Okay, so give me yours, Nabila.
I think Arsenal will go.
Okay.
PSG. Okay. Barcelona.
Okay.
And then who else again? Inter Milan.
Okay, so for me, I just think PSG, Inter, Barcelona, and Real Madrid will qualify to the semi-finals of the Champions League.
Kwabena, please let me do this.
Okay.
I want to ask this question.
Okay.
I mean, few minutes.
Okay.
When was the last time you went to your SHS?
Should I say last 2 years?
2 years.
Yes.
Nabila.
I mean, they in Cairo.
So we and I wait just.
Oh, and sister, I pass it through, but
okay. I will. Nanaya.
Oh, last week.
Which SHS?
Oh, my SHS is just behind my
Which
house.
SHS?
Laboni.
Okay.
So every day I pass there. So
No, I mean visiting the school. I'm not saying passing.
I pass through the school, so I'm visiting. Then when I visit, then
which he said you get
fine,
announcement.
fine. Okay, so make her do this. On the 23rd of May
Okay.
to 25th,
Okay.
the Salvation Army Senior High is having a homecoming.
Okay.
SAOSA, that's the Salvation Army Old Student Association, organizing this. The likes of Selassie. I mean, big shout out to Selassie. And pardon me, I can't mention all the names. We are all organizing ourselves to Achimwenchi to have this. It's a whole lot of fun. And then we have a project to do. We have key reasons why we are going there. And this is just a short announcement to my Sasekans. I mean, after a decade, my last time I went there is like a decade, almost a decade.
Okay.
So I feel very great going back to the school as a student who never had an issue with the school.
yeah,
So, come on. My man, come on, say.
Are they true, Anna?
So,
please continue.
oh no, me one basem that was school on. So I'm just feeling proud going back to the school and then to participate in whatever we are going to do over there. So I'm just urging all my Sasekans to, let's get out the river, behind the Brim River. Let's get out there and then make this a successful one.
So, all students of Salvation Army, you just heard from your guy, Richie. We had an interesting topic and we just discussed about the review of the UCL second league games. And I'm sure our viewers will just want to know, like, I'm sure by this time they'll just be commenting on who they have to qualify, who has to qualify for the semi-finals of the UCL. So it's just one thing for you guys to do. Just like, comment, share, and one most important thing, just subscribe to our channel.
The most important thing too is like.
Yes.
Yeah, the like and the subscription.
Then comment.
Shall make you guys do giveaway.
Yes.
Make you guys do giveaway.
So just search on the Westman VAR Room YouTube channel and you're good to go. This is a wrap from us. Goodbye.